Nearly 180 Canadians are known to have traveled overseas to join extremist groups. About 60 have returned to Canada, according to government figures released in 2016, last year. So,
Canada has a non-combative, not non-combatant. We have a army that's not the Canadian Army. It's called the 1st NEAF, and they fought in the Korean War. And they also fought in the Vietnam War because Canada we didn't officially join the war.
Were they a private military company?
It's, no, you don't get paid for it. You do it, and a lot of Canadians do this.
Do it.
It's called the 1st Explorationary fucking something, this stuff. But anyways,
That's a funny name.
they hook you up with usually the Kurdistans, the Kurdish army. They'll hook you up with them, which is actually technically a terrorist organization, but they're on our side right now. So fucking the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we have this army, and yeah, anybody you guys could sign up right now and be like, send me over there. I'm fucking ready to go, and they get funding from other people, and they'll pay for you to get there. You'll fucking do what you gotta do, and they'll pay for you to get back. And once you're over there, it's like you're at war. Like, you're with the Kurdish army, you're fucking eating fucking meal rations like 3 times a day. That's all you get. You're not fucking living no luxury life just because you volunteered. But yeah, you get shit like that, and it's like... But then you get guys who are doing the exact same thing, but on the other side. It's like, what is making you want to do this? Like,
Yeah.
Like, did Canada really fuck you that bad?
Probably not, man.
Well,
I can't
the
imagine
reality
it.
of it is.
It'd be one thing if...
But it's not so often that people are actually in tune with reality.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that I would, like, I don't know. I feel like any reasonable person would know better.
Yeah, I feel like
no matter how devout whatever
you said, the
religion
150 people who did go over there, 180, I'm sure every single one of them had some type of fucking learning disability. Like,
Yeah.
like just something that there's something wrong
Fuck
there.
for ISIS, there's got a bunch of...
It's like you hear it all the time on fucking... Even though I don't believe in mainstream media, but you hear it all the time. ISIS is bad, this and that from ISIS. It's like, that's what we're being fed in Canada. It's like, at what point were you like, ISIS is bad? And you're like, fucking yeah, I want to fucking do bad things with ISIS.
Some people do want to do bad things, though, you know?
Like, yeah, true enough. But like, that's what I'm saying. They fucking people who just want to do bad things like that, like, there's something wrong. There's some type of learning disability or fucking...
Well, not even necessarily, because, like, they're going to be incredibly smart, evil people. Like, Hitler was
one of my good buddies from Sault Ste. Marie, he had Asperger's, and he was probably the fucking smartest kid in my school.
Yeah, just like, shredding the fucking
math
like, and stuff. Or...
Book smart, I don't know, I wouldn't compare it to just, like, being dumb, like, or autism, sorry, I wouldn't compare it to being dumb. It's like, you can fucking definitely have a learning disability and still be smarter than most people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, yeah, man, I know a few people, actually, who have, like, and I'm sure you said your sister has a learning disability, and you were saying how, like, fucking how she shreds the piano, like, that's, like, I don't know, just, like, obviously, she's not fucking retarded.
No, she's
like,
not.
I don't want to
stupid,
say that
exactly.
word. Like,
no, retarded's good. But... You can go and look up the definition of the word retarded, and that was a perfectly valid use of the word.
Yeah.
People gotta get their shit together and stop being so fucking.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I
I'll
didn't just want
right to say the word retarded.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can definitely fucking have some sort of mental disability and still be smart.
Totally.
Fucking Hitler.
I don't think he had any learning disabilities. So
oh man, he knowingly
had a spiritual disability.
Oh no, he knowingly had a I forget what it was called actually.
He's probably really OCD, imagine at the very least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have. It was
He
OCD
showered,
and
like, 4
something
times
else
a day.
though. There was something else that it was some weird
Chronic
thing that he had.
genocidal maniac syndrome.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a smart guy. He didn't fucking do too good.
He didn't do. Well, that's the thing about.
He was smart enough to fucking tell a whole country to fucking believe in what he believed in. You know what I mean? Like,
it takes a whole lot of smart people to build a fucking nuclear bomb.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not a good
fuck
thing
yeah.
at all.
Albert
I thought
Einstein
about-
fucking helped build the very first nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
atomic
felt bad
bombs,
about
right?
it. He was just like, "Shit, yo, my bad. I shouldn't have done that."
Yeah, I fucking bet. Like,
Quoted.
there's a place in Japan where it's somebody's shadow has been embedded into the concrete
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
after the nuclear bomb. Like, and it's like, holy, and it's still there to this day. And
That
it's
is
like,
just
holy
That's so
fuck,
true.
like, yeah, man, like,
Yeah.
so that's
Just, oh man. That's,
yeah, like, what the fuck?
It's just like, oh man. Yeah.
That was
hits
that was a crazy mission though. If you read into it though, what those guys had to do to fucking get that done, dude.
I saw even just like the maneuvers the bomber itself would have to make to drop the bomb and then
First-
get away from the fucking mushroom
Yeah,
cloud and
first
shit.
of all, they the planes had to be flying higher than what they could fly because the mushroom cloud.
Than what they were rated for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because the mushroom cloud would reach if they were in their fucking green area of fly zone. The mushroom cloud would have fucking engulfed them. So
That's
they had
so
to like.
fucked. Like how high would the plane have been flying back then? Like would it have been 30,000 feet or less?
Good
Because it was a
question.
long time ago. But either way, that's just like enormously. I mean,
Yeah,
these
like-
bombs leveled cities, obviously. So
But these guys went through like immense training too. Like, even before that too. Fuck like the nuclear bombs. Have you ever seen the movie Pearl Harbor?
I think I must have. I definitely seen movies reenacting Pearl Harbor. Is it a documentary or
Oh, it's an actual movie.
Yeah,
It's
I think
it's
so.
not all true, but it has fucking definitely some historic.
That's kind of what you're doing when you're making a movie.
But once
you know?
Japan
It's a little bit
fucking
of truth.
attacked America, they're like, yeah, we need to retaliate right now. There is no wait. Like, we need to get this done right now. And they fucking got these guys, these bombers, plane flyers. They trained them with like in the span of fucking just a real short span of time, and they took all their equipment out of their planes because it was too heavy to fly and like to lift off of an aircraft carrier. Actually, it was the very first time a B-42 or some type of bomber, whatever it was in World War II, lifted off an aircraft carrier. And these guys went like through so much fucking training to like get this done, and they were told straight up that they didn't have enough gas to make it home.
Whoa.
So they have to land over there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and
After dropping the bomb?
yeah, so they
What?
yeah, dude.
Oh, hey guys.
So they had these guys, and they're fucking crazy. A lot of them lived because they landed right on the border of China or wherever. They landed in China or something. They made it that little gap of water from Japan to China. They figured it out. And China was our allies in World War II.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, a lot of them fucking ran out of gas too in Japan and had to land in Japan and like just
Ugh.
fought it out there with fucking pistols and whatever they had. But I was just like thinking like some men. Those are some fucking men for sure.
There's
Like
no denying that.
yeah, it's
Holy
like
shit.
you fucking want to do good for your country. How's about you go do this mission where you're gonna die, like for sure.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times says you're toast.
Yeah, it's like that's the buy right there.
That's
one
the
of the buys.
Speaking of the buys, so maybe we could look into this. Unless you got something interesting there you're looking at.
I found a great comment from Mr. Ryan Sherville on an article, probably the same article you were reading earlier. But he quotes the Criminal Code of Canada in the Prohibited Activities section, leaving Canada to commit offense for terrorist group.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely
Article 83.201. Everyone who leaves or attempts to leave Canada or goes or attempts to go on board a conveyance with the intent to leave Canada for the purpose of committing an act or omission outside Canada that, if committed in Canada, would be an indictable offence under this or any other act of Parliament for the benefit of it, at the direction of, or in association with a terrorist group, is guilty of an indictable offence and liable to imprisonment for a term of not more than 14 years.
Fuck yeah.
Well, then give him 14 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
They're
that's basically what Ryan said. Like he keeps going.
What I learned too in the military, it's like
the
worst things.
Since when do our laws not apply? Is what
I don't
says.
even really remember all of them, but it's like the worst things you commit in Canada, and I learn about it obviously because I gotta fucking fight against it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like treason, espionage, terrorism. And then there's two more I can't really remember. It's kind of along the same line, essentially.
It was one of them. Counterfeiting currency?
No.
Okay.
Not.
It's all good.
No.
There's barely anything I was thinking in my head.
But yeah, and it's like that's like the worst fucking thing you can do, essentially, to your own country, like.
Well, yeah, it's like, and what people kind of like, I think, can make the mistake of saying, "Oh, your country is just like this, social construct of some kind or whatever." It's like, no, your country is every person in your country.
Yeah,
like, you're committing that crime against every single person who is living in Canada. And then the Western culture in general, like all of modern technological society.
If they didn't agree, if you didn't have at least something. If you didn't at least have that in common with your fellow national citizen, then that person would go.
It's like, could you imagine living in a house with somebody and if this guy just occasionally goes to your neighbor and is just plotting to murder you guys inside the house, and you're just
it's like,
and you find out about it, then he tries to move back in, and you're like,
or not even necessarily.
I'll let you in.
Not even necessarily personal. Your roommate is going to your 4 doors down and raping children or something, or conducting child pornography, something you just cannot abide by, and they come back and live with you. Then you get wind of it eventually. You're just like, what do you fucking mean?
Yeah.
No.
Not this house. Place to stay. Come on, man. You would not let that guy stay there.
No.
Man, I was reading the autobiography of Sonny Barger. He was on there when he was there when the Hells Angels were just happening in the beginning, and became president of the Oakland chapter, I do believe. And he I
heard of this
in his
actually,
book. Yeah, he's a pretty cool
chapter,
guy.
If that's it.
What's that?
If you were talking about the Oakland chapter,
yeah,
the president there.
Yeah, and he said that. It was one of his strict rules to never let, say, a former Hells Angel who had left back into the club.
Yeah.
And because he just said in the chapter and in the book went on to explain all the times that happened and how it went completely wrong as fuck. Yeah, completely south. And he's like, I'll never do that anymore. Just once you're out, you're out. And it's like, well, I can't help but see the wisdom in that, because
you can't commit to fucking what you believe in. I mean,
it's
GTFO, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what would be worse if he was just devout, got scared, and is now lying about it, or he was actually ignorant. He actually had no idea that ISIS have done some pretty deplorable shit.
It's like, man, it's just it's a whole other level of someone sharing a clickbait article that supports their view on something.
Oh my god!
That's what. But it's not looking into anything on your own and flying off the handle like that.
That's what this guy is saying. Is hey, media,
how
come all of the every media outlet is this weird, strangely left.
There's just so much weird moral ambiguity.
Yeah, exactly. This weird liberal.
It's not even only that. Have you guys heard about the? This happened while I was in Gagetown too, and there's a lot of fuss about it because obviously I'm surrounded by fucking military guys.
Mm.
But child soldier who got integrated back into Canada, and not ISIS, Al Qaeda. won $20 million from the Canadian government for pain and suffering.